YouTube? Welcome to podcast episode number 4. We're back. We had a break where we didn't talk about games for about 2.5 months, right?
2.5 months, long time. Long fucking time.
But we're back.
We're
definitely back.
Definitely back.
Been playing a shitload of games.
Ton of them.
So we got a lot of shit to talk about for y'all.
A lot of shit.
We died. We got revived by the Dragon Balls.
Did a lot of shit.
So
fucking hunted monsters, killed zombies.
Hunted monsters, found Dragon Balls with Goku and Vegeta.
Did a bunch of shit.
Solved the storyline, and we went back to the Victorian era.
I went back to the Victorian era. You fucking
that's
don't
right.
have a PS4 because you suck.
That's right. But we're gonna talk about all that definitely. So again, welcome back. We're here. We're gonna keep this going up a lot more.
Thank you if you subscribed. Sorry for the long wait. There was a lot of stuff that came out. There's just, just didn't have time to do it. But we're here now. We're going to be getting some equipment that's going to help us continue on with the channel and continue doing bigger and better stuff.
Yes. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some first video games. So the first game we got, this came out recently, but this is the most recent game that came out since we recorded the last podcast.
Yes.
So we got Dying Light.
Dying Light. Man, I was excited for this game.
I know. If you guys can go back to, it was like episode 2, I think it was, something like that.
It was something.
Most anticipated 2015. You were talking about how this is going to be the game of the year. Game of the year? You still feel that way about Dying Light?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I'm going to call you out on it because you said it.
Go ahead.
But we're going to try out a new formula for reviewing games now.
Yes.
We're going to break the games down, starting off with graphics. We're going to give that a numerical score.
Then we're going to move on to story.
It's going to be out of 10. We're going to go to story, and then gameplay out of 10. And then we're going to talk about anything we didn't cover in the game, like any errors, flaws.
Like server stuff, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, basically
stupid shit.
Like day one launch stuff.
Yeah.
All that's going to be miscellaneous. And then we're going to end it with the replayability.
So we're gonna tell you if the game is worth $60, however much the game costs, if it's worth every cent, every ounce of money that you're gonna put into it.
Yeah. So
let's get started.
All right. So Dying Light. We got Dying Light.
Dying Light. All right. First things first. Graphics. The graphics.
Okay. So what did you give the graphics?
For me, the graphics are an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It is a good-looking game. It's a great-looking game. Doesn't blow you away.
Yeah.
There's graphical itches. There's graphical glitches. There's a lot of them. This is from the guys, or a certain part of the guys who made Dead Island came over to make this game. So there's definitely graphical glitches.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bland face animations. There's a lot of reused skins in the game. People, you swear to God, you're talking to one guy from one section, and then you go halfway across the fucking world to another town. It's the same fucking guy you're talking to.
You're not supporting your 8 out of 10 here. You're not supporting.
Because there was parts in the game where I looked out and it just looked beautiful.
No, yeah,
the wind's blowing and it just looks
like the water.
So good.
It's like the ripples in the water.
And when you're cutting up zombies or when you're fighting people, man, the gore,
I forgot about
slicing,
that.
that's all good, man. It feels good. It looks really, really good.
Yeah,
looks good. And I think the monsters look good.
I forgot about that. Yeah, when you slice zombies.
It looks good. The only problem is, again, it's like the characters don't really, like the side characters in the game are not fleshed out at all. They're just a reskin. Literally, like there's 2 kids in the game. I swear to God, you'll go through the game. There's 2 kids. There's a girl and there's a boy. They look the same. Every kid either looks like that girl or that boy.
Yeah.
Insane.
The characters in the game, they look, I don't know.
They look like ass, frankly.
They don't look good, but
I think the weapons look good though. I think overall looks good. There's some frame rate issues.
It doesn't look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't look. That's what I'm saying. An 8 out of 10 for me, just because there were some really cinematic scope moments where I'm like, man, this looks really, really good. And then when you're chopping zombies in half and doing all that shit, man, looks good. Looks real good.
So you give it 8 out of 10?
I give it 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10.
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It looks good for me. Nothing like great, spectacular, or necessarily eye-popping or
game-changing.
This is next-gen graphics.
Yeah. I feel that way too. It's not.
That's kind of like how I feel like now when I look at graphics for a game. I'm kind of feeling like, okay, now are these next-gen graphics? You know what I mean? I felt like, well, it is a good-looking game. Like 7 out of 10 are good. I don't think it's an 8 out of 10 or 8 for me at least.
I will say that on the Xbox One, which we played it on, it's not it looks good, but it's not this next gen looking game. Like it doesn't, you know, some of the stuff played on the PC or even the PC version of the game looks good.
Yeah,
looks better.
Yeah. So graphics, they're there. Nothing spectacular.
7 out of 10. You know, just they're good. They're serviceable. They're really serviceable. They're good
for sure. So next week, next we got up.
This is
story for.
This is where we start to go. Boo!
Well, then we go a little up afterwards.
But we go back up, but the story.
For now, we're taking a big dip for story.
We're taking a big dip.
So I'll start off by talking about the story. For me, the story, and I'm pretty sure it's for you also, and for many other people who play the game, the story is not in any way, shape, or form compelling. I don't care for the characters. It's very...
Well, what is the story?
Okay, so the story is essentially you're sent down and you're trying to... I don't know, you know much more about it because I didn't pay much attention to it, but if I'm not mistaken, like you're trying to find something, a document or some file.
You're a guy named Crane and you're sent down by an agency. I forget the name. They're not really memorable. You're sent down by an agency to kind of find out about the plague and get some paperwork to help, you know, according to the agency, stop the plague or stop the zombies or whatever. But, you know, the game thinks it's so clever with its twists and its turns and its villain. It's wannabe... What's the guy from Far Cry? What's his name?
Oh, Voss.
Voss. It's wannabe Voss. This villain in this game is fucking terrible and cliche. There's a part, and spoiler if you haven't played the game... There's a part in the game where you cut his hand off, you're escaping. You dodge literally probably 100 bullets, and then this guy, I can't even remember his name. Was it Ross?
No.
Reyes? It was Reyes.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. That sounds right.
Something freaking stupid, but the dude takes a torch, burns his hand, and as he's burning his hand, he yells your name, Crane! Oh my god, I died laughing. It was one of the cheesiest moments in the last 4 years of gaming.
Yeah.
I swear to God, dude. Seriously, and then just some of the plot twists in this game, man, you see it coming from a mile away. It thinks it's so smart. But you're basically just a guy. It's like any other zombie game. Just a guy trying to find a cure. There's a guy in your way. Stop him. Save the people.
That's basically what it boils down to for the story. You know what I mean? There's
nothing new.
There's not much there, honestly. So, you know, while it's there, it's not good. I wouldn't even give it decent, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
What would you score?
4 out of 10 for the story.
4 out of 10 for me, too. It's not good.
I think it's pretty generous, too. I don't know. I kind of feel like we should give it 3 out of 10. But I'll give it 4 out of 10.
Something's going to get something below a 3 out of 10 later. We'll talk about that later, but I think that there's worse on this list. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know, stories, it really, guys, it's really just, it's just so
just like generic and cliche and just unoriginal and...
The side stories, though, are interesting. A lot of the side missions have some very interesting missions.
Really?
Which is why it's not getting lower from me. But again, the main story, the whole reason, you know, some people even bought the game because it was advertised like that. Like, there would be, different factions and different stuff that you can do. It's so linear, so straightforward. There's no, you know, deviating from this incredibly, incredibly bland story. Incredibly bland.
So, moving on from story, we got gameplay coming up.
Going back up, gameplay.
Yeah, this is where the game, I think it's where it really shines, you know?
I agree.
The gameplay, for me, it was just fun. I don't like any other word to describe the gameplay, but
it was fun.
It was like if you play Dead Island, this is essentially a better Dead Island. An improved Dead Island.
Oh yeah, much improved.
You know, what Dead Island, what a sequel could have been. But they went on and made Dying Light, which is a different game, but it's better. You know, you go around and when you slice zombies' heads off, it's a clean cut. Like
I mean, it looks good. It feels good.
Mm-hmm. But, like, it feels very fluid. And I think here's an aspect of a game that I really like that they included in it. Mm-hmm. I've never seen in a game before. It's like a weird mixture. For me, it was like a mixture of Far Cry, like from the first person aspect of it for Far Cry, and the shooting and the way everything feels. And then they added in like Assassin's Creed. some people compare it to what's the game, Mirror's Edge.
Like when you're the great parkour system where you're kind of running and slicing and running.
I didn't play Mirror's Edge, so I can't really.
I played a little bit of it. This parkour system was better, I believe. I think this parkour system was better because it was just once you got the hang of it, man. I mean, you're just going, and you get speed, and it's good. It's a good parkour system.
And you played a lot of it because there's even an upgrade you can get eventually in the game. Like you get unlimited stamina, right?
Got it.
Yeah, so I can't imagine that's like, because I had a lot of stamina, but I can't imagine unlimited stamina. It's just like...
It was good, man. It was fun. The parkour was fun. The action, cutting and fighting was fun. Dodging was fun.
Yeah,
and also,
dodging, I forgot about that.
Another thing I wanted to point out is every skill that you got, did you feel every skill that you got when you upgraded your guy was like something you needed? It was something you wanted. It wasn't worthless. You didn't look at a skill and you were like, I don't care for that. Every skill that you upgraded in the game, it felt like it had meaning, and it felt like it really tied in, and you would use it constantly.
The only one I probably wouldn't use would be the dropkick. I don't know. I just felt like
I thought the dropkick was amazing.
Really?
I loved that one. That's one of my favorite ones.
I didn't purchase it. I don't know, but I mean, like I saw the people use it online. It just looks silly.
It was awesome. It looks stupid, but it's fun. It was so fun.
But yeah, I don't know, but like just like you're saying, like all the skills in the skill tree, like all the upgrades you get for your character, like they all mean something.
They really do, and that's all It's
there's a shit ton of skills too. There's definitely a lot of skills.
And again, that's what I'm saying. As you go through 3 different trees, you got your survival, you got your combat, and then you got your parkour or agility. I mean, seriously, every skill from every one of those trees matter.
Definitely. Yeah, gameplay was really fun.
We liked it. Liked it a lot. 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, of course, I feel like it's better at Melee.
We forgot to mention one big thing: the night cycle.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into that. Yeah, so night cycle. Describe it.
So at night, the game kind of takes a turn into more. Would you say stealth or survival?
I would say it's like more like survival kind of feel to it because you want to I can explain this. I found myself I wanted to play during the nighttime because you were rewarded for it.
You get double XP.
You do get double XP, and you also, if I'm not mistaken, when you die, you don't get any. Because when you die during daytime, I know it takes away survivor points. But whereas in nighttime, if you die, it doesn't take away any survivor points.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on that. I'm pretty confident. When you die at night, it does not take away survivor points, and you do get double XP. But
sweet.
Here's the thing about nighttime. When you're walking around at nighttime, not only is it dark as shit and it's really scary because there's
tons of zombies everywhere.
There's also the new zombies. What were they called?
I want to say nightmares. I think they were called nightmares or something, but they're these zombies that are these big, fast, strong zombies that can chase you across the world. They can jump on you, they can gang up on you, they can call their buddies, and they fuck you up.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they take a long time to kill too.
Even at my upgraded guy, where I had all my combat upgraded, and like my best weapon, it took maybe 3, 4, 5 good swings in just to kill one of them, and that's after they get 6 of their buddies to come in.
I mean, they're so hard to kill. It's like they put in an achievement for the game, or if you're playing PlayStation, a trophy just for killing one of them.
Yes. You won't be able to kill one for a good portion of the game.
Yeah, you remember we were playing co-op, but we tried killing one. We were really.
And it was impossible.
And you were trapped outside or something. You were trying to fight him up. You were like, David, help me! And I was like, fuck, they ain't helping you.
It was done. He was gone, and I'm just getting waylaid by these people.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. But I like that in the game. I like how because you don't see that much in games. You know what I mean? Where you can play the game in 2 different styles, know what I mean?
Which is really cool. It was really, really cool. That's what bumps the gameplay up.
Like you and another friend can have a completely different experience playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Know what I mean? Because someone who's really scared of, I don't know, just playing at night or scared of difficulty, they could play the whole game during daytime if they wanted to.
They could totally sleep and they could avoid all that.
Yeah, and or someone like you maybe you like the difficulty, you like getting rewarded more. You can play the whole game during nighttime if you want.
The adrenaline rush you get from it, I mean, it's cool. It's an awesome feature.
Yeah.
And I really like the feature. There's more zombies in the game, but they don't. They're your standard. You got your standard zombie that blows up. You got your standard big zombie. You got your standard pretty big zombie that can swing a heavy weapon. And then you got a weird zombie called the Bolter, which really it matters to the story for a second, And then after that, it's kind of like, okay, after I get my achievement for killing him like 10 times, I'm not going to fuck with him anymore. Because he doesn't hurt you. He doesn't really do anything.
Are those the ones that are like beating on something? And
Yeah,
you go up and like...
And they're being guarded by the nightmares, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But seriously, those zombies make the game that much more. They bump my score up personally just because it's... I mean, they just they add a whole nother layer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, it's some deep gameplay. It doesn't seem deep, but it is. It really is.
Yeah, it's really like, like the whole night system, day system, and then, like the first person shooting in melee included with like the Assassin's Creed parkour, Mirror's Edge parkour.
The gameplay was fun. It was so fun. Mm-hmm. Good experience gameplay wise.
Now going into miscellaneous, so gameplay I give it 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for me too.
Okay. Now going into like anything miscellaneous, like any errors or frame rate issues, stuff like that, glitches. I did experience frame rate issues during the game, which is. It tends to happen. Not a big deal. You can get over it, but it was there definitely. There was frame rate issues.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like you'll just be playing, and then the frame rate just drops from I guess it's 6 frames per second. I guess if you just see most games nowadays, or 6 frames per second, it drops from that to maybe maybe like 10 frames per second.
I mean, it's something. It's something. It does. It's a noticeable drop sometimes.
I guess it's maybe because they're trying to fit a lot into one screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all those zombies and everything.
I mean, it happens in every game. It's just, it's annoying. Really annoying sometimes when there's a lot of action and you're moving. Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, one thing... I guess we can cover it.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I have something to cover, but you can go first. I do.
It might be the same thing. No, it added in a really cool, like, multiplayer aspect of it, where, like, you and your buddies were playing...
Oh, mine was a negative.
Okay, well...
This is cool though. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, so you and your buddies been playing co-op. That was like 4-player co-op, and there's like a 5th player who can jump in the game. Now you have to have online enabled, I believe so, because you can turn it off if you don't want to. Because if it was on all the time, I'll admit this will get pretty annoying. But basically, what will happen is when you're playing through the game, someone else can invade your game as a monster. As like one of the special infected, and then it kind of goes to like this little like mini game where you have to go through and like destroy all these little like I don't know what they are, like eggs or something, to destroy the eggs, and the monster's trying to stop you.
Which is really really cool because again, like you said, it's almost like you never played Demon's Souls or Dark Souls, but if you've played Demon's Souls or Dark Souls, there's an aspect where there's an invader in your world, and this person invades you at night, and it's real repetitive what you have to do, but it's fun. It's really fun because you can
fresh
upgrade.
Too.
Yeah, it's real fresh. The zombie can be upgraded just like the player, and I found this out by playing. I got a skill which let me spit a little bit of this smelly stuff, and then bolters would come, or not bolters, the bloaters would come running and blow up everybody.
Oh shit!
It was cool. It was really cool. So it's actually deeper than just just this $5 add-on, which if you pre-ordered the game you got it, or I think it was free or some shit. But it was really cool. It was interesting.
Yeah, it's called like Be the Zombie. I think it was called.
Yeah,
you're right. It was a pre-order bonus.
It was really really awesome. My gripe, which we're about to get into, pissed me off. This, I honestly want to say this knocked the score a point for me because I was having a great time with this game. It would have been an 8 out of 10, but do you want to know something? And I complained to you about this. I beat all the side missions, but I couldn't get the achievement. Why couldn't I get the achievement?
Oh, so weren't like some, if I'm not mistaken, like some of the missions were glitched?
There's glitched missions where you cannot finish the mission.
Yeah,
and that to me is unacceptable, especially when I put 20, 30, 40 hours into the game just to find out that I cannot get an achievement that I've been trying to get. And it might be a little thing, but for me that's a big deal because it's like...
Right, but like, still there's no excuse for that,
There's no excuse for that. I mean, this is I don't know if it's Techland, I don't know who the fuck made it, but their games, Dead Island and this game, they're so glitchy. There's so many glitches in them. And this is a big glitch. Big glitch. And there was also another one where one of the side missions was not on the map. It wasn't on the main map. There was a little area you had to go to even start the waypoint to where you're supposed to go. Okay. And you have the guy literally says, meet me here. But it's like, you're like, what the fuck, where's that at?
See,
where am I supposed to go? That's just so stupid. It's so stupid.
It pisses me off because, like, this has started to become, like, a common theme now for, like, I don't know, it seems just like next-gen games. Like, I feel like...
They're not finished.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't have these kind of problems back on last gen. You know, like
No.
360, PS3, and
Typically, when you got a game, it was a finished with
Yeah.
where you could 1,000 point the game, and now it's like there's so many issues.
Yeah, and that sucks for like, you know, like completionists sort of, like me and you, like who want to get all the achievements.
Oh yeah,
that's like for a game, and it's like we can't just because the developers, I don't know, they didn't test it enough, or they, you know, they. I don't know how that goes unseen, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you have game testers, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't know how that happens.
It's unacceptable because
It's like a publisher releasing a book without anyone proofreading.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
and then so you're just at a chapter and it's like, what the fuck? What? You skipped ahead? You're missing something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's just unacceptable. Like, that is why you have game testers. That's why, you know, people have that job to test the game out before it's released to catch any,
Yeah.
you know,
It's just, I mean,
any
it's
errors
just,
or anything.
we keep saying it, inexcusable. I mean, as a casual gamer, this doesn't apply to you. You don't care. But we are hardcore gamers. We play games, we complete games, we try our best to get as much done in the game as possible.
Yeah.
Which is why sometimes we take forever to put out these reviews, because we play it in depth. We play all of it, and we try to, you know, like I said, get achievements. And for me to spend that much time doing the side quest to get this achievement,
That sucks,
and
man.
not get it, it's just,
That
it's
definitely
inexcusable.
sucks.
And if they patched it, I don't know, I'm not going back to the game. I don't want to go back to the game.
Definitely.
Just because after that, I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, like a similar thing like that happened to me like a Far Cry 4. And this wasn't a glitch, but I mean, I guess it kind of sucks that I can't
it was a
get
stupid
achievement.
gameplay design.
Yeah, like a Far Cry 4, like I had missed out on a achievement where I think it was like upgrade all your skills, something like that.
Yeah.
And there was one skill I couldn't get because it was like you had to like invade these, what were they, like bases or
There were bases, but you did all of them already.
yeah, and it's like you had to like invade 2 bases, capture 2 bases stealthily without being detected. And I had captured 1 without being detected, and I need to capture another one. But the problem was I didn't have any bases to like capture because I already captured all of them.
Yeah, I already did them all. And then he joined my co-op game and tried to do it, but it didn't affect. Because you're not the same, you're not AJ, you're the other fucker.
Yeah.
Hunk. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Hank, I think
Hank, whatever his name is.
Yeah, but that just sucks, you know, because like I couldn't get 1,000 points for that game just because I had already completed all the basics.
Exactly, and as gamers, that does piss us off.
That's not a
because
glitch,
It's a lot of
but-
time. It's not a glitch, but it's like these design choices. Like even when we were talking about, you know, Dying Light, like that mission that wasn't glitched, but you had to go find it even though it wasn't on the map. It didn't tell you anywhere on the map where it would be. You know, it's a fucking retarded design. It's a fucking stupid design.
Yeah, definitely.
So Dying Light overall.
Oh, well, let's go through replay.
Oh, replay video. Okay.
I would say this game is very replayable, honestly.
Very replayable.
Yeah, because you could go through and you could get all the skills, you know.
Easter eggs, there's a lot of stuff to do, and honestly, killing
Side
zombies, how tedious it seems that there's been zombie game after zombie game, it's still fun. It's still fun to this day. And just the mechanic of the parkour will keep you playing this game for a while.
Yep.
It's a replayable game. There's, I mean, again, lots of Easter eggs, lots of side stuff to do. It's a cool game.
Yeah, collectibles, complete all side quests, capture like all like the towers or whatever they have for that game, capture the bases. So there's definitely replayability there.
Yeah, a lot of replayability.
So, final verdict, I give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 for me too. 7 out of 10. It is a
I feel it's a fair
good
score.
game. It's a good, solid game. This is a solid game. I would say for $60, if you're interested in it, pick it up.
I'd pick it up if you have co-op. If you have a buddy to play with.
If you have a buddy to play, I would definitely pick it up. For me personally, I would say pick it up if you're interested in it. If you're not interested in it, just keep walking. Don't pick it up.
Like it's worth $60, but it's nothing to go out and go buy right now. Like you could wait till the price goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
But yep. So Dying Light 7 out of 10. So next we got a game that was we thought
I don't even know where to start with this game. This fucking duty.
we got Evolve.
Evolve.
We got Evolve. So Evolve. Let's start off. Let's start off with graphics. Brief.
Start off with the graphics.
Okay, so graphics. For me, I thought they were good. Just like before, I was saying about Dying Light, they were good. Nothing great, spectacular, next gen for me. They were good graphics. It did it for me personally. I know there's probably out there who's shilling the graphics, saying, "Oh, it's only 900p, it's not in full 1080p, blah blah blah," bullshit like that. But for me, I think they look good. The monster looked good.
It's serviceable. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look great. For you, what would you give it?
I give it a 7 out of 10 for graphics.
I would give it a 6. It's an okay looking game. It looks good. The monster, some of the designs for some of the stuff look really cool. Other things, like I know they have a ton of different maps, but really all the maps, you know, I think I've seen other reviewers say that every map feels different because of the verticality of the gameplay. Every map looks the same. The color schemes are very, very dull. It's very.
I feel like all the maps are like dark. I was about to say that dark.
And it's just and it's not very. You know, it's not appealing to the eye. Mm-hmm. It's not a visually appealing game.
It's not a Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, like Sunset Overdrive looked good visually. It looked really good. Like I wanted to just look at some of the stuff in the game because I was like, man, this is cool. This is cool to look at.
A lot of popping.
Evolve, it's like, oh man, that monster's cool. Oh, that plant's cool. I'm kind of done. Like, it looks good.
Yeah. Not much depth for that. So graphics 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
So then moving on to why this game just is not a $60 game.
Not just
one of the reasons.
One of the reasons, but goddamn, this is a big fucking reason.
And this is something common. Like you see, like even like Call of Duty games, Battlefield games, that are honestly people play multiplayer, obviously, but it's still included.
Still included. It may not be great.
We're talking about story, by the way.
Story.
There's no story. I mean, okay, now people. Before I say that, people might say, "Oh, David, Logan, there is a story for this game. It's just you guys haven't looked into it. There's a story, like outside of it. Like I don't know, like if there's like a manga part of it or like comic books.
If I have to go on a website to find the story, if the story is not in the $60 game I paid for, and some people even paid more for it, then that is not a story.
Yep. As far as we're concerned, there's no story in the game. Even though it might be outside the game, if it's not in the game, there's no story. There's no story in the game. Well,
let's go over the little story that we did get. The fucking snippets. Let's go over what we did get. So, what happens in the beginning?
So, like, before you drop, you and your co-op partners are dropped off into the map, the arena to find the monster. You guys are on a ship. And everybody's talking about like some bullshit, like it's not even meaningful stuff. I wouldn't even say it's part of the story. Sometimes
it's literally just B-movie fucking bladder.
Like you'll hear the support character. I think his name is like Hank. He's like talking about like I don't know some bullshit like how something about like cooking. Like I don't remember much. I haven't played the game in about over a month or so.
All the characters have a stupid fucking line of dialogue, which is just retarded, and it's out of context because again. You're not given any context, so it's not like there's no backstory, there's no pretense. It's kind of like Hank's talking about, oh man, well in the Gulf War 7, we had to do this, and this monster. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, some of it's interesting, but it's like, man, all of the voice actors sound fucking stupid. Hank sounds like, they sound like they look. But still, it's like very B-movie-ish.
Yeah, some of the characters B-movie. Don't even talk. Or like, they might talk once, but I never hear them talk like... I'm talking about the third support character you get. He's like the robot. Bucket. Bucket doesn't say shit. Like,
Bucket does not talk.
I think I heard him talk once. I don't remember what he said, but... He doesn't talk at all. Like, come on. Like, how lazy can y'all be, honestly? Like, just to even add, like, more than 2 lines of dialogue for a character?
Like seriously, when you drop with, Hank or, like...
You can sit down. It'll take maybe 10 minutes to come up with some more lines. You couldn't do that? Like...
That's dumb, dude. And it's like the characters that are talkative are really, really annoying. They're really, like, Hank's fucking annoying. Abe's fucking annoying. The Russian guy is fucking annoying. The assault class.
Yeah.
God damn. Like, I just want to turn the volume all the way down until we drop it on the ground and then turn it up.
Yeah.
And then after that, you hunt the monster down.
I'll go literally done. Yeah, okay. So that's enough of story. Story, I give it a...
Well, let's hunt. Let's go into evacuation. The other little bit of story we got.
Okay, well, I guess you can say that story. Let's see, like, if you don't have to say that.
Well, it was... So, for evacuation, instead of just the dialogue before you dropping and then you kill the monster, depending on whether you win or lose in the end, you get a cutscene. And if you win, the hunters are fighting off monsters, and it looks like they're fucked. If you lose,
this makes sense.
The hunters die, and you're still fucked. So either way, you're fucked in the end. Because that is the one of the 2 cutscenes in the game.
Yeah, just to kind of go in more depth about that. Like when you win at the end of evacuation, after all 5 missions are done, there's a scene where it's literally all how many is there? There's like 12 or 16. There's a lot of because it's like one of each character from each class. I think there's like 12.
Yeah, and then they're all kind of just like
they're all shooting
against the walls.
Yeah, back against the walls. They're all shooting. There's just like a shit ton of like monsters, kind of like they're like mini Goliaths. Minions.
Goliaths, Krakens. There's a bunch of them, all of them,
and they're all just coming down about to. It looks like they're gonna kill. Like there's no way the survivor's gonna win that, but they're just shooting them off back against the wall, and it just ends. That's it. That's when you win. That's when you win. Now when you lose against the monster in evacuation, it shows every character. This is pretty cool watching, but it's still pretty shitty. Like it shows each character dying.
Just getting killed, and it's just like I played 5 missions. You got 5 different game modes, which are fucking all generic.
No, not 5. There's like 3,
there's
4.
Hunt.
There's Hunt, which is basically the only one everybody plays. There's Hunt.
You got the egg one.
That's Nest, I believe.
And then Rescue.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah, so I said 3. Yeah, there's it. That's it. Other than that, I guess if you want to count the last one,
which is
Defend.
Which is Defend, but it's really. I don't know. I don't think it's a game mode. I think it's a fucking. It's kind of like Horde. I don't. It reminds me of Horde just because the minions keep coming and coming, and the monster literally stays back and blah shoots blah. If you're the Kraken, you just shoot shit from a mile away. There's no story. It's a 1 out of 10 for me.
1 out of 10. Definitely.
If you're not gonna put a story in your game, we're not gonna give you any credit for the game. If I could give you a 0, I would. But it's a 1 is the lowest we're gonna go because 1 is what you deserve. There is no story. There's none
In the game.
In the game. If there's something out of the game, I don't give a shit. It's not in the $60 that I paid for. I didn't pay $60 for a game, and I could go fucking look on Amazon Prime for a fucking manga, or if there is anything on this game. I don't know if there is on a website or something.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I did not pay $60 for nothing.
So moving on, we got the gameplay.
The gameplay, which I think we're gonna differ on.
Okay, so gameplay for me, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. The reason why I liked it is because it was like fresh. Like it, I felt it was because it's new. Like this is something we never had before. The face you're making. Like because this is from the same people who made Left 4 Dead. All right, so
okay,
really good co-op. Really well co-op. And and I guess the thing I really liked about it is that all 4 of your characters, your co-op partners, each all have their own different class, and each all are as important as the other.
Yeah, each is unique, and they are.
Everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4. Medic, assault, trapper, and then the support.
Yeah.
Every single 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna keep mentioning this. 1, 2, 3, 4 people are important. Not 1, 2, 3. Not 1, 2. Yeah. Not 1. You need 1, 2, 3, 4 people. At their best.
If you want to be successful,
if you want to win.
Monster. Yeah. Now, while that could work for you, or it could definitely work
against you.
So if you're trying to play this game by yourself, or maybe one other person, even with 2 other people, so
you might not have fun.
You really need to have 4 people if you really want to enjoy the experience of this game and have.
You really want to have 4.
Well, I guess you could play by yourself because you always play the monster. But if you're trying to play by yourself as
the monster gets boring, I think after a while. But you really want to be a hunter.
Yeah.
But even then, again, you really need to rely on all, including you, all of your teammates. Yeah. Everybody is a piece of the puzzle. Yeah. And they're an important piece.
Yeah. Here's why. So let's start off with the trapper. Probably arguably, we do say they're all very important. This might be a little more the most important.
Okay. Yeah.
So the trapper is usually people play as Maggie. She walks around with the little fucking dog Daisy, and the Daisy helps sniff out the monster, so you can always find him. So even with the monster trying to be sneaky, he's not like running around leaving foot tracks behind, foot tracks for you to follow. Or
Daisy can kind of follow him.
Yeah, he's like eating monsters, so birds can fly down. Daisy will always be there to find him. Mm-hmm. And now here's what kind of sucks. Sometimes people who are the trapper, they think we even have a friend who does this, Jay. Now, he doesn't like choosing Daisy because she doesn't have as cool as abilities as the other trappers. Here's the problem with that. When someone is going to be the trapper and they're not going to be Daisy, I feel like they should be good at finding the monster because that's basically what the trapper's good for. They're good for finding the monster, and once they find them, trapping the monster. Hence the word trapper, so we can kill the monster.
Okay, so you've got the bitch who has Daisy. I don't remember her name. Again, these people, I don't care. Then you have Abe, and then you have another guy. Seriously, I don't remember these people because they're not important. They all suck. I don't care to remember any of these people, but they're the trapper, essentially. That's all you need to know them as, the trapper.
Yeah.
The trapper that has Daisy... Daisy, for me, essentially takes away from the game a little bit because you end up essentially just following Daisy, and it turns the game into a very, very linear game. Yeah. Very linear, where it's literally follow Daisy until she sees the monster, then try and trap the monster. For me, that's a negative just because, that's not fun. I don't want to just follow Daisy around for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And even then, her AI is kind of fucking stupid sometimes. Seriously, her AI is kind of bad.
Yeah, it's pretty retarded actually sometimes.
Really retarded. The other two trappers, one uses sound and one uses tracking darts. So you plant, for one of the trappers, you plant a thing in the ground and it kind of creates a circle where if the monster enters that zone, you can hear him and it kind of tracks him on the map. Mm-hmm. And then the other guy has a tracking dart.
Yeah.
Which is good once you see the monster. If you find the monster, shoot him and track him. Mm-hmm. That's if you find the monster.
Yeah, I mean, just because it really, this game really relies heavily on cooperation and player skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're playing with, if none of you guys are communicating, I guess it could work if all y'all know what you're doing. If each one of y'all can identify with your role within the team and
you can play to your strengths and try to create a defense for your weaknesses. Go out in pairs and try and find the monster. Mm-hmm. And I know that the trapper needs to be around the monster to trap him, but sometimes even as the trapper, if you don't have Daisy, it's very, very difficult finding the monster.
Yeah.
Especially since I know the Wraith is super fast. So the Wraith can just get out of there and it's super stealthy. Mm-hmm. The Goliath is probably the easiest monster to track and kill. Just because it's the brute, but he's, again, really easy to track. And then the Kraken flies. So Kraken's kind of difficult to track.
Yeah.
But out of all of them, it's the Wraith that gives you the most trouble. I fucking hate the Wraith in this game.
That's just because he's so
OP.
Yeah, he's really OP. Because he has one skill where it's a decoy. Where if you find him, he can send out the decoy, and the decoy will even do damage to you, which is completely
It'll attack you, knock you back. It'll do everything it can.
Yeah, and you're sitting there fighting a decoy like a retard, while the Wraith just gets away.
And he goes completely invisible. I mean, just boom, and he's out of there. I mean, it's fast. The Wraith has easily some of the best skills in the game. Yeah. It has a skill where if you're far away from something and you see a hunter by himself, you can kind of pull him and take him away from the squad.
Like abduction?
Yeah, abduction. And then there's another one where the Wraith just goes ham.
Hypernova.
Turns into this thing and just kill him.
Yeah.
Just doing massive damage once that thing's upgraded. I mean, seriously, that could take out an entire four-man squad. Just one go around. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's hugely overpowered.
Hugely overpowered. But that's not just what we're talking about. There's the trapper, which is obviously one of the more important ones. So if you find the monster, the tracker's the guy to track it. Mm-hmm. The next one you have assault, the damage dealer.
Which is kind of hard to fuck that up.
Yeah, they have cool weapons, but nothing special. They do damage. That's it. Yeah. That's your only strength.
Yep.
And also you have a personal shield, so you can kind of shield. You're the tank of the group. Mm-hmm. The next one we have the medic. The medic is very important. Mm-hmm. Again, another very important class, which heals depending on the medic. I know one of the medics has a healing gun.
Yeah, the med gun. She's Val, I think her name is.
Another one has kind of like a grenade launcher healing thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, grenade launcher.
And then Lazarus cannot actively heal you, but he can pick you up from the dead if you die. So if you die, he can just raise you and keep raising you from the dead, keep raising you from the dead.
Which is really helpful. Actually.
Which is really helpful. That's a cool little
that sounds overpowered if someone's really good at Lazarus, but the thing is when you revive people from the dead, they don't get revived with maximum health.
Yeah.
They get revived with little more each health.
Yeah.
Each time they get revived.
And if you take him out, everybody's done because the medic, if you can't keep healing these people, then you're done.
Yeah.
And if you take Lazarus out, if you're a smart monster, you're gonna win because you're taking out the medic first.
Yeah.
And then our last is support, which is
I think is very important because support, it's pretty self-explainable. You know,
Support
the team. You know what I mean?
Shields them.
Hank is the one with the shield projector, and one thing kind of takes me off about this game is like, I know each character should have a weapon. You know, they should have the ability to deal damage to the monster, but it kind of sucks because sometimes you're playing with people. They want to go into that first-person shooter kind of,
mode where they run off.
Gameplay. Yeah, and when you have a support guy, and then you have a medic, and the chopper and assault can shoot, but like when you have support and medic both using their guns and shooting the monster, it's like that's not really the role. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Which isn't really the game's fault, but I mean it kind of ruins experience when the player you're playing with, doesn't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? When you have a support that should be really shielding everybody,
and it's kind of just going
shooting the monster.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The support can do major damage sometimes, and he does have stuff to boost some of the. I know Kabat has a damage amplifier.
That helps out a lot.
But again, the support, if a guy is just trying to use the support as an assault and just pow, launch airstrikes and stuff, you're not shielding your teammates, and they're dying.
Yeah, definitely. It really sucks.
And then...
So this game's kind of tricky, you know what I mean? Like, because if you were to have 4... Would you agree, like, if there was you, me, our friend Jay, and we had another person, full per call.
Another good person, it would make the experience more enjoyable.
Definitely much more enjoyable. I think it would boost our score. We haven't revealed our final scores for the game, but I would think it would boost mine up at least 2 more points for me.
I know maybe a point.
But the real problem we have with the game is that... so gameplay, before we get to that.
Well, and then the monsters are pretty self-explanatory. You got the Goliath, you got the Kraken, you got the Wraith. They all have upgradable skills. You evolve once you eat stuff. Wilderness. The wilderness is fucking annoying.
Sometimes you'll be walking and so you just get
eaten by a plant.
Yeah, that's fucking
it's I don't know. The wilderness is more annoying to me than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Really annoying, but I understand it needs to be in there to create an atmosphere and to create stuff for the monster to eat. So the monster can evolve. You've got your first stage, your second stage, and your third stage. Third stage, you're pretty much invincible. You can still be taken down, but you're hard to kill. Very hard to kill.
Yeah.
Second stage, you're pretty hard to kill, but you can be killed. But you start to go on the offensive a little bit more. And first stage, you're pretty weak.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the monster. I mean, it's super simple, super simplistic. They all have their own special skills, but the monster honestly is boring after a while. Seriously, it really does.
And if someone just like we said earlier, the Wraith is so overpowered. If someone is good with the Wraith and they can be stealthy and get to stage 3 really easily, they become stage 3 if they want to within 5 minutes. They're that good.
You're done. The Wraith is so overpowered. It's not even fun.
Once the Wraith is stage 3, I don't know how you take that thing. Because if the player is good enough with the Wraith and they get to stage 3, you're kind of fucked. The chances of you surviving and beating that Wraith, they're very minimal.
Yeah, you know we don't consider ourselves the best of all players, but we're not bad. We've had our fair share of plenty of wins, and it's if somebody can just use the Wraith and just decoy and run and decoy and run.
What do you do about that? You know what I mean? You can't. It's hard. One really bad flaw I think they had in designing the monsters for this game. They made the Wraith way too overpowered. So gameplay wise, I give it a solid. For me, because I still, while we did kind of, shit on it a little bit, I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was fresh, it was new. It was kind of like bringing back Left 4 Dead for me. Because we haven't had a new Left 4 Dead since, 2010 to 2009, when Left 4 Dead 2 came out. And it really brought back, that 4-player co-op experience, or for us 3-player. Just fun, just straight up, just fun gameplay. Each class has a different, role. It was I enjoyed it. I gave it 8 out of 10 for gameplay.
I would give it a 5 out of 10, and mine's a lot lower just because I agree with what you're saying, but this will come into our next thing, the replayability.
Yeah. Okay, so jumping out of that, we'll go to replayability for this.
The 5 out of 10. We'll jump into replayability because that'll explain my 5 out of 10 a little bit more. So replayability.
So this game is, it doesn't really have anything to make you want to go back and play it. And this is kind of I don't know, maybe we kind of fuck ourselves in this because we pre-order the game. When you pre-order the game, you get the 3rd character set unlocked.
So it's just I thought that meant you get the 3rd set of characters. I didn't know it meant you unlock them immediately.
Yeah.
I would have not done that because that takes away so much from the game. Because the 3rd set of characters arguably are the best. Seriously. And it's just for me, the replayability and the gameplay tied together so well because the gameplay, when we first played the beta, we loved it.
It was awesome.
The concept of this game is so cool, but then you start to see the flaw as you play it more and more and more because the game then turns into a game of, hunt. And while it's the best hunting game out there, I think that's not fun if you're chasing a monster for 30 minutes and then you either miss the trap or you don't miss the trap. To me, there's way too much running around. There's not enough depth to the gameplay because it's a great first person shooter, but it's so repetitive and it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. It just blasts you with mediocrity after a while because you're like, this is a great first person shooter, and then after a while you're like, okay, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, and
that's why my gameplay is so low. It's just because there's not enough after a while.
Yeah,
there's not enough.
There's not enough content. Like when we played for the beta, like usually we play a beta, it's a taste of the game.
It's a taste.
You know what I mean? They're not giving you the full game right then and there. But I felt like for Evolve that beta,
the beta was the full game. That was the full game.
That was literally the game.
Besides evacuation, that was the full game.
They have I want to say at least 3 maps. That's about it. They have 3 maps. We proved the game, so we unlocked all the characters. We have the monsters unlocked, and then the DLC, which is kind of bullshit. It's pricing you $15 for each monster that's gonna come out. $15.
That's another thing I think we should touch on. The DLC practices for this game are absolutely insane. And we've watched other review, and there's another reviewer, Angry Joe, that we really like to watch, where he said something about that this game seems like it's a free-to-play model, where it's supposed to come out as a free-to-play, and then eventually you keep paying money and money and money, and then, as that stuff keeps coming out. But this was a $60 game.
Yeah.
This is not a $60 game. This doesn't even feel like a $30 game. This is like an arcade game at first. I mean, seriously, there's 3 monsters, 3 sets of hunters, there's a bunch of maps, but honestly, do the maps feel different to you?
No,
they feel the same. They really do feel the same, even though there's that verticality. It's not. I want to say Titanfall did that verticality better, where it felt fresh. The combat was so engaging all the time. You're constantly bringing down mechs and you're constantly fighting. It's not like. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna run for the monster for 30 minutes. Yeah. Oh, we didn't find him in stage 3. He fucking killed us, or we found him and just destroyed him. And it's just to me that just the replayability is just next to nothing.
Yeah, there's just not much wanting to come back because that kind of ties in with the story of the game. You know what I mean? Because you come back and you say we were to get on and we wanted to jump on after a month of not playing, we were to jump on and play. We could either play Hunt. Because there's not much game to play. We play Hunt or we play Evacuation. And if we play Hunt, it's pretty simple. We go out there, hunt the monster, kill him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We go play Evacuation, we know what's going to happen in the end. We're going to get 1 or 2 cutscenes, which is both bullshit and dissatisfying. And that's it. That's it to the game. There's literally no more. You get on, you can play Hunt or Evacuation.
And honestly, Hunt
2 options. That's all you get.
It's not that fun after a while. It's really not. You're going to have great moments in this game. We've had great moments in this game. But
there's just nothing making me want to go back and play it.
A great moment, one moment in a game, 1, 2, 3, 4 moments in a game, do not equivalent to $60 of your money and time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like nasty comparison. You don't dive into shit to get a piece of gold if you're just gonna keep digging through tons of shit for a little piece of gold. Yeah. You don't want to do that.
And I feel like for me, this is disappointing because I did
major.
We both we like the beta. We
love the beta. At first, that's what sold us.
We were sold. Our biggest complaint is just that there's not enough content.
Not for nearly enough content. Not nearly enough content. And again, their DLC practices are very, very sleazy, and it's cheap.
They got the cheap DLC.
The monsters, they're gonna charge you for characters. They charge you $3 for a skin, which is red. Or yellow. It's $3 for one color?
Yeah, if you're gonna charge $3 first of all for a skin which is already overpriced as it is, and you're just gonna change the color of it? Come on.
Or changing the monster from green to blue. It's fuck you, dude.
That's basically
we're done with that.
I don't know, man. It's just them like fucking you in the ass.
And it's just
at that point. You know what I mean?
That's that whole free to play model where it's almost like you get a game that you're like, man, I paid $60 for this game, but it seems like to make this game more fun, I gotta pay more and more and more and more, and it's
true.
No, not nearly enough content
to
keep it going.
If you're not gonna download the future monsters that are gonna come out, you're gonna be stuck with what the 3 monsters there is. It's almost at a point of forcing you. You know what? We're giving you shit to little no content to force you to buy this DLC so you can play more of this game.
Yeah, and they're gonna come out with new modes. They're gonna come out with new monsters. The thing is,
it's like
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, they released the game like I wouldn't say half-assed, like a quarter assed the way done, and they're trying to release more and more DLC to make you pay for the full game. You know what I mean? That's bullshit.
To me, it seems like they released this whole game and they're like, man, I hope our awesome at first-person shooter is gonna carry us. It doesn't. It falls. It falls fast under the weight of gamers nowadays, where we're expecting, story, in-depth multiplayer, in-depth. There's
not even
really
in-depth,
nothing. There's nothing to the multiplayer. It's
2 game
hunt
modes,
the monster, kill the monster.
Yep.
On paper, again, this sounds great, but when you're doing it,
and now it sounds like we're sitting on it. This game is fun for about maybe a day or 2,
and then after that, that's what we're saying. That's why we created the replayability. So replay for me is low. It's almost minimal at best.
Yeah, definitely.
Overall score, I think
I give it a 5 out of 10.
I give it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think a 5 and a 3 are well deserving. This did not live up to the hype at all.
Nope.
At all.
Again, like
disappointing.
Go back. Yes, I was gonna say it's a disappointment. You know what I mean? Because while the game is fun and it did add something new where 4 players are playing and each of y'all have your different respective role and you're all trying to hunt down another player, a monster who can level up everything. On paper, it sounds so great and so fun, and it is pretty fun
for a while.
For a while, exactly.
But not nearly. There's
not enough depth to it. You know what I mean? There's not enough there's no new cutscenes you can get when you beat the monster. Say you beat the monster within 5 minutes, everybody gets a special skill or something. You know what I mean? There's not enough.
It's not layered. It's like an onion. You pull that first layer,
depth,
and there's nothing after that. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's
like you go in, we expected to, have a big plate of lasagna, layer after layer after layer.
And we get the top shitty, just burnt part, and it's just, what the fuck?
Where's the rest of the lasagna?
Where's the rest of it?
Where the other 4 layers of the game?
Sorry, hey, come back with more $15. Come back with $15-$20. We'll give you the rest.
Eventually,
we'll give you the other layer.
Eventually, you will at the end of $120 after all the DLC thing, you will have the full lasagna.
After $120 fucking dollars. Nah, sorry.
Might not be that much, but you get what we're saying,
Boo.
So, I mean, Evolve, it had the potential to be good, but it just seems like penny pinching, just lazy developers. Just trying to
seriously, dude,
steal money out of your wallet.
And Turtle Rock, whoever made this game,
Turtle Rock.
I think a great concept came across their desk, and they were just like, man, we should do this. And as they were doing it, I think they had this idea in their head that this could be an ongoing thing, like a free-to-play, but the thing is, they charge $60 right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And they barely put anything in their game. I mean, seriously.
Not enough for 60. Nope, not enough.
There's a game I just downloaded for the PS4, Helldivers, that has literally 10 times as much depth as Evolve. It's $20. It's $20. And I could see myself playing that game for a while. I've been playing it for a while. It's a great game. That's a cool game. And it blows my mind that a $20 game that doesn't look as good, that does not have this AAA production, is just so much better, worlds better.
And it's not even only that game. We can go on and on and on about
different games. Seriously, that
arcade games that have
way more depth. But not even a little more depth. Way more depth.
Way more bang for your buck. Way more replayability. Way more fun overall. You know what I mean?
This game just doesn't do it. Evolve. That's why 3 out of 10 for me. It's a bad game to me. It's a bad game.
Definitely don't buy it. I mean, even if you have 4 friends, unless this is y'all's kind of thing, this is what y'all are into, then sure, go for it.
If 4-player multiplayer,
it's for most people, you're gonna get bored after a while.
You're gonna get bored. I promise you. It doesn't matter how much you think you're gonna love this game. If you've already bought it, you're probably already bored of it. And if you're still playing it, good for you. But I think.
Yeah, I'm glad you could like you were able to find a way to get your $60 worth because we weren't
painfully just drudging until whatever next comes out. But yeah, I mean, on to the next one. That's just Evolve was a huge disappointment.
Yeah, we're about we're at 51 minutes right now for this video. We do got more games to review, but we're gonna go ahead and record another podcast for those other games.
Yeah, we're gonna
have enough time for this one. Because we want to keep it. We don't want to go over an hour. Right?
Yeah, we don't want to go over an hour, and we've got our next games will be Dragon Ball, Xenoverse, and The Order. For me, I played The Order. He did not play The Order, but we both played Dragon Ball, and we've got a lot of great things to say about Dragon Ball and The Order. I guess since I'm the only one talking about it, is a very, very, just a preview for.
Well, the last episode. Remember, I played Metal Gear and D4.
Yeah, and I was just sitting there with my dick in my hand. But so The Order is going to be a very interesting review, I think, because it's a very conflicting in me. You know,
no spoilers.
No spoilers, but I really want to talk about it.
Okay, but thank you guys for watching this video.
Please subscribe. Please like the video.
Yes, because listen, we got our shit down, but we got the stuff we needed. We got a better computer to have better editing quality. So I mean, I know we said this before, but
we're getting it down.
Yeah,
we're still getting it down. And if for the people who have watched and are going to watch and subscribe and stuff, please tell us, give us some feedback, give us critical information. We like criticism. We want to hear what you think we should do better. Besides time limit, we like the hour format, like between the 50 minute.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it like that. Probably.
We're gonna keep it like that. We like that. But besides that, we do want people's criticism. We do want y'all's criticism. Mm-hmm. If you do watch,
just the only way we can get better.
It's the only way we can get better. So the equipment's gonna get better, but we do need, if we're doing something, if you want us to go more in depth on something, let us know, please.
Okay, so thanks again for watching, and we'll have the next episode out reviewing Dragon Ball and the Order 1886. Peace out.
Later.